Oh, the year-on-year rise in the average price of 1 kilogram of tomatoes in Nigeria is 320.6%, from 547 naira 28 kobo in the month of June last year to 2,302 naira 26 kobo in the month of June 2024. On a month-on-month basis, the average price of this item rose by 59.59% from 1,479 naira 69 kobo in May 2024. This data was according to taken from Nigeria's Bureau of Statistics selected Food Price Watch for the month of June. Field work to collect these prices was done solely by over 700 MBS staff in all states of the Federation, supported by supervisors who were monitored by internal and external observers. More data from the Bureau showed the average price of 1 kilogram tuber of yam was also up triple digits. The average price of 1 kilogram of yam tuber increased by 295.79% on a year-on-year basis, from 510 naira 77 kobo in June last year to 2,021 naira 55 kobo in the month of May. On a month-on-month basis, that figure increased by 52.87% from 1,322 naira in May to 2,021 naira in the month of June. Now, beans in Nigeria has also seen a year-on-year price increase of 252%. The average price of 1 kilogram beans brown sold stood at 2,292 naira 76 kobo compared to 651 naira 12 kobo recorded in June last year. On a monthly basis, the rise was 14.11% from 2,009 naira 23 kobo from the month of May this year. Now, the level of Nigeria's agricultural mechanization is among the lowest globally, and that's according to the National Agricultural Technology and Innovation Policy 2022 to 2027, which was published on the website of the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development under the Buhari's administration. The policy document read in part, quote, "The agricultural mechanization level in Nigeria is one of the lowest in the world at 0.027 HP per hectare. This is for the Food and Agricultural Organization of the UN's recommendation of 1.5 HP per hectare. Bountiful Atako is the managing director at Alana Green Limited. He joins me now live in the studio this Friday to discuss this. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Good to join you.
Thank you so much. One issue has been how to boost yields per hectare, per hectare. And everyone say, look, do we need more fertilizers or do we need more technology or we need both?
Okay, so the good thing here is to make the clarification which is which. So technology is encompassing, fertilizer is also technology, crop protection products, that's the chemicals that we use, is also technology. So as well as mechanization and the one that everybody deems to tag technology. So I think that first of all, we need to get things right. We need to start using the standard recommendation for both fertilizers and mechanization that we need. The record that had just popped up on TV says we're 0.27 horsepower per hectare. And that's very, we're somewhere around that, right? Because more tractors came into the country. So
over the last recent times.
Recent years. So I'm sure that we need to look at collating those data and reflecting what actually is going on at the time. But it's still significantly low, as we know. We're also not using the standard recommendation for fertilizer application per bag. I mean, like smallholder farmers are not doing that. So when we get the right appropriation of technology on the fields that we need to do as a country, our food production will skyrocket.
I'm not sure any farmer, well, perhaps with the exception of few, farmers don't have the right application of fertilizers. That's very interesting information.
Yeah, because first of all, prices of fertilizer are way off the roof. So we do standard EOP should be 4 bags of NPK and 2 bags of urea per hectare. If you put that cost together, it's somewhere around 240,000 there about at this time. Yes,
at the moment.
Exactly.
So if I'm a farmer, I'm doing 2 to 4 hectares. The cost of fertilizer
will be extrapolated.
Will be closely to 250,000.
So we're supporting 5,000 women farmers in Bauchi State, a cooperative of 5,000 women farmers actually. So we started. We started a small pilot phase with the women, and that's where our EOP landed us to. And what we did through our partnership with OCP Africa, we on their mini agri booster project in Bauchi, we give the women access to fertilizer credit. So we did land preparation for them with 18 horsepower machines because we developed a product called Money Day Farm. Now, Money Day Farm says that farmers should be reaping the benefits that come with agriculture if they can only do the right things, right? So we do land preparation for you for 40,000 naira, be it plowing, harrowing, or harvesting with that small machine, specifically for smallholder farmers. That is saving them over 250% of the cost of conventional tractors. So that burden taken from them, and then they have to pay 50% for fertilizers and pay the balance of the 50% afterwards upon harvest.
Yield, yeah.
It's a great support to show that the farmers will do well. So we have videos where our farmers are saying this season they can already tell that their output per hectare will be increased. How about their labor efficiencies? Because while we've seen sort of like a slack in
output.
Yes, in output as well as participation in agriculture, it's because of the tedious work that it is.
Agriculture is tedious.
Well, I think that with technology it's easier.
By nature.
So
yes. I have. Or if you scale.
Well, I think that young people now are looking for more innovative. I mean, Nigerian young farmers. I have my partners at Area Precision Academy. They are into drone technology, and the amount of work the last operations that we did, we're covering about I think 80 hectares per day can be covered. And also imagine if you have contiguous lands of farmers who need to spray their farms, and then you put them together and collect the total cost, break it into bits for farmers to pay, in smaller chunks in bits. So I think that's one way we need to look at. So
mechanized tools is not cheap. Drones, whatever, to monitor, these are not cheap. So I don't get past those cost hurdles.
So businesses who are doing, providing services in mechanization and drone obviously have, the corporate side of things. So I'm saying we need to look at how we can develop a model for smallholder farmers to fit in.
Previously, before agriculture policy.
Well, at that level, yes.
Is it for the government or for private sector?
I'm saying from the private sector end, right?
Okay.
Because for us at Alana Grain, it's meaningful work for us. It's not about just profit for us. It's about being part of the change agents in our country, transforming into the work in agriculture. So what we did is split our operations into two. The corporate side of mechanization, which our partners at Costaris, a 2,500 facility in Anambra, we're working there doing land preparation, harvesting, machines are working, the farm is growing 2 seasons. That's the kind of things we want to see. But we cannot also leave the smallholder farmers behind who make up 70% of our farming population. So it means that it is wrong from the get-go. If we commercial farmers are less of the total population of farming, if you fix us up and you don't fix the smallholder farmer, then you can't get it right.
So it goes back to government policy on agriculture.
Exactly.
Should that be driven from the federal level or from the state level? Or at both ends? Light the candle at both ends?
Well, I think that the government needs to do more of the work than the talk, right? So I was speaking to some partners in the fertilizer industry, and we're talking about, the last distribution of fertilizer that the government pronounced.
Yes.
And up until now, farmers were promised fertilizer that they didn't receive as it is, right? And the season is almost over. What we do in agriculture is precision with time, right? If the time passes, it passes.
You can't apply.
Look, I know companies who have been fighting to push in quality products, companies like WVL, who are our partners in fertilizer as well. They are working so much to bring quality blends to farmers. So why is government not looking at, strategic organizations who are really doing the work to subsidize products or inputs for farmers, and then let the private businesses monitor? You send your auditors to audit the private businesses. Because we've seen time and time again that when government goes to do these direct interventions or through some of the banks, it's a challenge. Agriculture needs to get to where it needs to get to in this country. We need to stop pushing things for tomorrow.
So we're doing imports. Government is doing imports for 180 days, and of course, there's a need for an exit strategy. And I'm going to ask you, what do you think the exit strategy should be? Because we can't import food for 200 million people ad infinitum forever. That's not going to happen. They got 3 triple-digit inflation figure that we just saw from the statistics office in terms of all the basic items on your breakfast, dinner, or lunch, as the case may be. So what is the exit strategy in terms of, at what point do you think we'll be able to roll back on food imports and roll on folks like yourself in the private sector who can give us more sustainable food output?
Well, Boston, except I'm wrong. I think that the government said about a few days ago that, that memo going around for imports is not from them and all of that. But I think...
They say it wasn't from the government.
I think I was reading something on that on Channel's newspaper. But I don't know whatever it is, but you can't import food. It's the same challenge we've been facing with all other sectors in the country. We are pushing the problem from tomorrow. What is the idea behind the imports? Let's import today, ease the pressure, and then we'll figure out how to do production later, right? But it doesn't make any sense because we'll still have to go back, right, to solving the problem, which is how can we get farmers to start knowing what NPK means, that it means nitrogen 20%, phosphorus 10, and potassium 10 as well, right?
In other words, agriculture has changed.
Exactly. To let farmers know that these are new ways, modern ways to do things, and then if you do things,
to get more yield.
Yes, if you do things, you can become financially empowered, and the effect will be felt on your household as well. So imports, no way. We need to focus and get it right. We have the potential as a country. We have over 84 million arable land, and it's shocking to say that we're just only 10% mechanized as a country. It's crazy. So what happens to the 90%?
What's the most important thing you folks need in agriculture? Money, land, what?
Okay, so money, of course, a fund, finance, land.
I thought you were not going to say money.
We need technology so much now in Nigeria.
Technology costs money, my friend.
Yes, so we need finance, right? Innovative financing. We also need the big players to develop products, right, for asset financing and technology. We need the guys who are manufacturing or importing from OEMs, these big machines, to find companies who are actively engaged in mechanization.
Mr. Vice President spoke about months ago about a deal with John Deere in the U.S.
Yes.
Yes. Anything latest you heard on the streets about that deal?
Well, it's a challenging time with the government implementing agricultural policy because a lot of issues are ongoing. Stakeholders are saying we're not seeing the effect that we need to see in the sector. So, but for us as a business at Alana Green, what we have decided to do is to focus on, the people who are doing the laudable work of cultivation in the industry, right? The brands like the TGI Group, the flour mills, the Dangotes, people who are farming skill, how we can help them add value to their work in mechanization, as well as focus on smallholder farmers with our product money they farm.
You guys have footprints at Alana Green in a number of states across Nigeria. Do you see agriculture more of a federal or a state responsibility?
Well,
who should move the needle more?
Well, it's everybody's responsibility actually, because we're talking security. If my family is in harm's way today as it concerns their security, I'll do everything it takes to protect them. So I think it's everybody's responsibility. We are currently collaborating with the Foundation for the Partnership Initiative in the Niger Delta to drive agriculture in the Niger Delta, right? And they are not a for-profit, they are an NGO, they are into peace, other things, but they are also focusing on agriculture because of, first of all, it's the important work. Second, the transformational, ability of agriculture.
So you think states should move agriculture more? Like in Niger State, for example, you saw the governor distributing tractors.
Taking the lead way.
Yes.
So I think that states needs to do that, and agri companies need to be serious about what they're doing. They need to be.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Bountiful Atako. Hope you have a very bountiful yield.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Have a great weekend.
You as well.
We appreciate that.